welcome to news updates on Today Ghana News TV. We are live on the satellite via Twitch for our viewers in Eastern European countries and also on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Today Ghana News TV. We are also on anchor.fm/podcast at Today Ghana News TV. Now the headlines. It is in the public's interest for the e-levy bill to be enacted into law. President Akufo-Addo, NDC has petitioned the Commonwealth Secretariat to investigate and subsequently sanction the current administration over bad governance and abuse of human rights. We have these and other stories coming your way. My name is Edna Segbornya. In our first story, President Akufo-Addo said it is in the public's interest for the e-levy bill to be enacted into law. He said Ghana cannot continue to depend on foreign aid and must therefore find innovative ways such as the e-levy to raise revenue to finance its development. Delivering the keynote address at the 2022 National Labour Conference at Kwewu Nkwetia in the Eastern Region, Nana Akufo-Addo said the percentage of Ghanaians paying direct taxes is woefully inadequate and efforts must be made to bridge the gap.
No matter how small. Government on its part is implementing a policy of cutting the budgets of ministries, departments, and agencies by 20% this year as its contribution to measures to ensure fiscal consolidation. Ghana's tax to GDP ratio of 12.2% compares unfavorably with our peers the world over. The average tax to GDP ratio in West Africa stands at 18%, and indeed, the recommended ratio for ECOWAS member states is a minimum of 20%. The average for OECD countries is 34%. It is thus no wonder that American, German, French, Japanese, and British peoples, amongst others, can readily find the means to fund their own development, particularly their infrastructural development. There is an urgent need to enhance significantly our capacity for domestic revenue mobilization to realize our development potential, create opportunities for our vibrant and dynamic youth, and deliver improved livelihoods for our fellow citizens. We cannot continue to allow less than 10%, specifically 7.8%, i.e. 2.4 million people of the population carry the direct tax burden of 30.8 million people. We must provide an opportunity for every Ghanaian to contribute towards nation building. The proposed e-levy is one such innovative fiscal measure which will help improve our tax to GDP ratio on an equitable basis. I believe strongly that it is in the public interest that it should be enacted into law. We cannot continue to live forever on foreign savings. Those who are concerned about our debt burden, our right to focus.
Girls Excellence Movement, a gender-based oriented organization, has kickstarted its activity for the year at Sogakope in the Volta region. Our Volta regional correspondent, Edna Segbornya, was there and she came through with this report.
Girls Excellence Movement is a non-profitable organization which started as a passion project aim at informing, impacting, educating, and to mentor and transform girls into great women of excellence. And their overall goal is to build female leaders that will take on 50% of the leadership roles in the country. Over the years, Girls Excellence movements have been visiting several schools in the country to educate girls on topics like personal hygiene, menstrual hygiene, IT, and many more, so that they can be versatile as girls in order to venture into boys-dominated courses. Last Saturday, the 26th February 2022, the Girls Excellent Movement Organization organized a special forum for girls at Komboni Vocational Technical Institute at Sogakope in the Southern district of the Volta region. With special displays of singing and dancing, the students welcomed the over 85 volunteers of Girls Excellent Movement Organization. Madame Juliana Amak Plofia, who is the founder and executive director for Girls Excellence Movement, explained more what their goals and visions are.
Them exists to inspire, educate, mentor, and inform to transform girls into great women of excellence. Our overall goal is to build female leaders that will take on 50% of the leadership roles in all boardrooms, in all disciplines, in all fields across the world, because we believe that the female impact is needed to balance the male impact in the leadership arena, so that we can have a world that produces policies that affect the holistic existence of all humanity. That
In a related development, the Director of Operations at Girls Excellent Movement, Madam Buki He Evans, also used the opportunity to thank all their sponsors and appeal to any benevolent organizations or individuals to partner and sponsor them, both in cash and in kind.
Representation of girls, women, and in sectors that matter. So our core vision and mission has been to, or is always to inspire girls, to mentor them, to educate them, to groom them, to inform them in order to transform them into great women of excellence. Like I said earlier on, we've realized an imbalance in the system. So when it comes to decision making, when it comes to representation in places that matter, in the leadership sectors, in governments and in governance and wherever you might think of, we realize that there aren't a lot of women that are seated in those high places. And we believe that we have to start from scratch. So we have taken it upon ourselves, we have set upon ourselves a duty to inspire young girls and bring them up, so that we can properly prepare them for the future and properly prepare them to take up leadership positions in the boardrooms, in the aeronautics, in the engineering sectors, in the tech sectors, in the digital world, and every other place that they might find themselves.
In conclusion, Mr. Cyril Kwame Ado, the Vice Principal for Komboni Technical Institute, also explains some key points.
Simply Girls Excellence Movement. They came to educate our girls on a special way of taking care of themselves, especially when they have period. They also educated them on how to learn, which is very important to our heart as a school. Most of our girls, because they are in a technical institute, they don't have the self-confidence to do whatever thing they are supposed to do as girls. Today, they also touch on it, how they should develop their self-confidence and then have their dreams realized. We are grateful for James for coming. I believe the students who develop their self-confidence and move forward with it. Because without self-confidence, you can never achieve your dreams. You may be intelligent, you may be...
Reporting I'm
We are
Dinah
privileged to be
Selassie
joined by
Tete,
the
Volta region.
We are privileged to be joined by the Executive Director of Girl Excellence Movement, Madam Juliana Amaklofia. Welcome to News Updates on Today Ghana News TV. Hello.
Thank you for having me on Today Ghana News TV. Hello to all your viewers. Hello, Edna.
Hello. Okay, we just saw a report filed by our Volta regional correspondent. Was that your first activity for the year? And what was it about?
Yes, that was our first activity for the GEM calendar year. So the GEM calendar year starts from February and ends in November each year. So Sogakope was our first activity for the year, and it was to go and inspire the young ladies in that school, in Komboni Vocational Technical School, to take on their education seriously and aspire to greater height, aspire to wherever they feel they could attain. And our goal there was to inspire them and empower them to feel that they can achieve whatever it is they are in that school to achieve, regardless of it being male dominated.
Okay, so was that your first visit to that school?
Yes, our first visit to Komboni Vocational Technical School, but not our first visit to Sogakope. We've been to
Oh, okay.
Sogakope before, about 6 or 5 years ago. That one we were in a junior high school. And interestingly, some of the students we met in that junior high school have gone ahead to go to uni. And one of them, who is dear to our heart, is actually doing an engineering course in the university, and we are very proud of her.
Oh, wow. That's nice to hear. And how did the students receive you and your volunteers?
They were so excited, actually, because of traffic on that route. And that very day, there was an accident on the route. So there was a lot of traffic. So we were a bit late. But by the time we got there, their energy level was something else. And that's what we really enjoy, because when they give us such energy, we flow more. So, yeah, they received us very well. And after the program, their feedbacks was solid. Some of them felt more empowered. Some of them were already outspoken, but the environment made them feel odd for being outspoken. So for us to come and empower and confirm that for them, they feel like, wow, they've been empowered to use what they know they already have. Some of them already feel like, because of poverty, the future has no hope for them. And we shared our personal life stories to let them know that we were equally from such backgrounds, and that those backgrounds did not limit what we could become. So they left feeling very encouraged that the future is brighter than they think it is. So we are really happy that they received that in that positive way.
Oh, okay. So it means you don't only teach them proper hygiene, but you also talk to them so that they can feel great in themselves. Is that it?
Yes, we actually teach confidence, how to
Okay.
develop self-confidence. We teach how to study effectively. We know we are all in school, and usually the general thing is to just chew and pour, pass and forget. But we realize, as we have grown from their age, that it doesn't help us to climb higher in the leadership realm. So we try to teach them how to study effectively now. So when they grow on the ladder of their education and they get to leadership boardrooms, they know what to look out for when those hefty reports are placed before them, and they're supposed to digest them quickly and make smart decisions. So we teach them all those things. And we know that regardless of how intelligent you are, without confidence, you limit your own self, you become your own blockade. So confidence is one thing we teach them all the time, and it was on the bill this time too. And our confidence coach, Lahadi Samira, who is a body positivity advocate, she suffers from an autoimmune disease called alopecia, which causes baldness in women. And despite that, she grew to become an IT engineer, which is a male dominated field, and she's in a law school now. So for she sharing her entire life story together with what she's been able to achieve, regardless of such issues, really empowers the girls. So yes, we take them through all that.
Okay. So did you donate some items to them? And what are some of the items you donated?
Yes, we always donate items, and the items are specially carefully selected. So we donate sanitary pads. The reason for that is that we realize that most girls from deprived or underprivileged backgrounds struggle to afford sanitary pad at the end of at every month when they bleed. And because of that, some of them stay out of the classroom because they don't want to soil themselves and be bullied or be teased or mocked. Some of them go to school, but they use they gave us a chorus in Komponi when they say we use toilet rolls. Yes, they use toilet roll. The particles could cause them infections and all that. So to encourage them to stay in the classroom, which is our major purpose, we give them sanitary pads. We know that the sanitary pads we've given to especially this group of girls now is not the end of their problem, but at least we are comforted knowing that for the next 3 months, when they bleed, they have sanitary pad. So for the next 3 months, if they needed to be in the classroom, regardless of their bleeding, they will sit in the classroom knowing that they will be comfortable, they will be confident, and they can participate in the classroom environment without embarrassing themselves by soiling their dresses. So we give that. We also give mathematical set. Mathematical set because most of the girls have what we call our gems, stereotypical fears around the STEM subjects. So they fear math because they have assumed it's difficult, or someone has told them it's difficult, or it's for men, or it's for boys. So because of that, they fear the subject. So when they approach those subjects with the kind of fear they do it with, it impedes their ability to kind of understand it and actually excel in them. So we try to break those barriers for them by exposing them to very easily replicable science experiments at home. And then as we leave them with mathematical set as a token for them to sustain the interest we have generated or ignited in them in the STEM subjects. That's why we give them mathematical set. This trip, we also gave them yogurt because Fan Mill Ghana Limited was gracious enough to donate yogurt for each girl that participated in the program on Saturday. And we also gave them drinks from Special Ice Company. We gave them water from Voltic. Voltic Ghana Limited is a partner to GEM on all our outreach programs. And our outreach programs are called Inspiration on Wheels. So anytime we are on the wheels this year, we are going to be on the wheels with Voltic mineral water. So yes, we donated gifts, and these are the gifts that we gave to them, and we hope that the hope we have ignited in them, the inspiration we have pumped into them, it stays with them, and we hope to see them at the top, like we always say, in the boardrooms, making decisions that impact every life in Ghana.
Okay, so let's go to the sponsors. As at now, you have some sponsors, and I know that you want more sponsors to come on board so that your next trip would be of like it will have lots of things.
Of course, we want more
Hello,
sponsors
can
on
you hear
board.
me?
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you so much. We want more sponsors on board. We want a medical institution on board because the girls tell us a lot of stories that demand medical attention, but we are not financially ready to handle such medical expenditures for them. So we would want a hospital to come on board. We want the Ghana Health, the Ghana Nurses Association, Medical Association, any organization that deals with medical aspect of human life to get on board to support. So when we meet those girls with the medical issues, we can refer them for appropriate care. We also meet girls who have been sexually abused and they need mental and psychological therapy. So we would call on the National Psychology Council to come on board. We'll call on individual therapists to come on board who are willing to donate at least an hour of their time for free to talk to a girl who is dealing with sexual assault aftermath by themselves. And we'll be very grateful to have such on board. We'll be glad to have other companies come on board and give us products or money that will support what we do, because we give scholarships to underprivileged but brilliant girls. So if somebody gives us financial support, it will go into sponsoring a girl to school. And we know that it is free SHS. But then there are things that girls need in school that are beyond school fees. And mostly the girls we meet sometimes, parents rely so much on the free SHS system and just send them to school with barely nothing. And those are the girls that fall victim to some of these sexual predators who take advantage of them because they need help. So we try to take care of such girls. So please come on board and support us. Our current need is that we are putting up an office. We are setting up an office, and we need a printer, we need computers, and we need desk for our volunteers to sit on whenever they come to volunteer part of their day to the work that we do. So anyone out there watching us, please come on board and support us. You can support us with a laptop. You can support us with a desk for our office. You can buy a printer for us. We'll pick it up. You can also donate to support a girl in school, or you can send us sanitary pads. This trip, we went to Sogakope with sanitary pads that we received as gifts from South Korea, all the way from South Korea, because American soldiers who were Ghanaians before they became Americans decided to come together and support what we do. So they shipped 4 bales of sanitary pads to us in Ghana, and that's what we took to Sogakope. So if you send us sanitary pad bales, containers, we'll be very excited, because one sanitary pad from you is saving a girl from infection, possible teenage pregnancy, and possibly losing lesson hours that affects them overall in their terminal performance. So we are open to receive all your donations. And then if you are ready to come on board and share your skills with us, please come and volunteer. You may be a mentor. Your story will be one girl's transformational point. Hearing you and how you survived your inadequacies will be a girl's motivation to strive harder, to hold on, to succeed, because you did. And we always say that because you did and you chose to share your story, a girl is empowered that her end is not her current situation, that her end will be bigger and brighter. So we call upon you. Come on board as an individual. We welcome you as a volunteer. Come on board as an organization. Give us your product. We link you directly to your target group, which are the girls. And you will not only be assessing your target clients, you will also be impacting their life in the process. So come on board.
Okay. So from there, where is your next destination?
Our next outreach, we are in Chebi. Some people call it Chibi, but I'm told the original pronunciation is Chebi. We are going to be in Chebi, and it's going to be a community outreach. So we are gathering the schools in Chebi together. And we are doing that in partnership with a company from Denmark called Blue Town. So Blue Town has come to Chebi and 5 other communities. Their job there is to create a local cloud that provides internet at a very, very, very affordable and subsidized rate for the people of such communities. And we are on board to train the girls in that community, inspire them, and teach them about their online rights and all that, and empower them to become great women of excellence. That is why we are in Chebi next month, which is on the 25th of March. We are going to be in Chebi, and we are going to be there in partnership with Blue Town.
Okay. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. Unless you have something to add.
Yes, thank you so much for having us. Thank you for your support. Today, Ghana News, you've always supported us, and we are grateful for the opportunity. We want to say thank you to your viewers. And I want to say to the young girl who's watching right now that your current situation is not the end. Your future is brighter and bigger than what you see around you. So never let your current situation limit you. Keep pushing and keep moving till you achieve the goal. You can. You are actually equipped to succeed. See you at the top, girl. You can. Bye-bye to your viewers.
God bless you for all that you're doing for the girls out there.
Thank you. God bless us all.
The National Democratic Congress (NDC) has petitioned the Commonwealth Secretariat to investigate and subsequently sanction the current administration over what the party calls bad governance and abuse of human rights. At a press briefing in Accra on Monday, the General Secretary of the NDC, Johnson Esiedu Nketia, said the petition is to draw the attention of the international body to instances of abuse of the judiciary, political persecutions, and abuse of human rights. Johnson Esiedu Nketia noted these acts are against the norms and practices of members of the Commonwealth nations.
To you all, I want to thank you for your prompt response to this, our invitation for the press, for this very important press briefing. As has been indicated by my director of the National Communications Officer, today we are departing from a prepared script because of the nature of our conversation. We have sent a letter to the Commonwealth Secretariat complaining about certain issues bordering on good governance. And we just want the press to know. And so the purpose here is not to read a prepared script, but to give you copies of the document. And then if you have any issues relating to the matters we are complaining about, you may seek clarification from us. The reason why we have sent this petition to the Commonwealth is not to suggest that we are not an independent country, but rather all independent countries by choice seek membership of some international organizations whose aims and objectives they buy into. And we all know that the Commonwealth of Nations is a group of democratic states, democratic sovereign states, who believe in the tenets of good governance. And so membership necessarily must mean that the various states must practice what the Commonwealth believes in. So if you are a member of the Commonwealth of Nations and you deviate from those practices of good governance, there are structures that we can trigger to draw your attention to those deficits in your democratic practice. And in the worst case scenario, you could be suspended from the Commonwealth, as we saw Zimbabwe and other countries at one time or the other having been sanctioned by the suspension. So we have seen that some practices of bad governance in Ghana of late seems to contradict the core beliefs of the Commonwealth. And so we have written to the Secretary General of Commonwealth, drawing her attention to those lapses. So our government can be called to order, and so that the right things must be done in the country. So I'll proceed to just read the background to the issues that we have complained about, mention a couple of them.
The Dean of the University of Ghana School of Law, Professor Raymond Atuguba, has sound alarm bell of a possible coup in Ghana if the government does not sit up to address the harsh economic situation in the country. Speaking at a forum organized by Solidar Ghana, Professor Atuguba suggested that due to the government's own commentary about the economy under the Mahama government, it must come clean to Ghanaians and admit that those comments were unfounded.
We do not want a coup in this country. Yet I fear that if we do not act quickly, we may have one in our hands very soon. A former colleague, doctoral student at Harvard, wrote his dissertation also on Ghana. He now teaches at a war college in the US. Imagine the name of the college, War College. Whilst my topic was on the Ghana police, his topic was on the Ghana military. Naturally, our paths intersected and we have remained friends since. My friend's PhD thesis was on the topic, quote, why certain coups succeed and why others fail. His case study was Ghana. My current assessment that Ghana may be ripe for a coup partly springs from the knowledge I gained from accompanying my friend through part of his doctoral research on this topic. It does not help matters if we consider Samuel Huntington's thesis on the snowballing effect of coups in the sub-region and the closeness of recent coups to whom. I urge my good friend, the Minister of National Security, Honorable Kandapa, to have a conversation with my friend at the War College. The economy of Ghana today. A big part of why certain coups succeed and others fail is the economy. What is the state of Ghana's economy today? At the level of the most irreducible idiomaticity, Ghana is broke. Your nation is radically broke. So broke, the Speaker of Parliament has publicly warned, gavel in hand, that we may not be able to pay the salaries of public sector workers in some 3 months unless a miracle happens. The Minister for Finance has weighed in very fine and polished English. He says something like, quote, the legitimate reality is that there is no money, unquote. At least he has confessed to us that there are some illegitimate realities.
That's it for tonight. But before I go, I'll read some of your Facebook messages. Okay, from Patience Dako. Good evening, Edna and your team. I am watching you from Hamburg, Germany. Thank you, Patience. From Wise Fight Amasaman. Watching you live from the United States of Amasaman. Nanado and his government has failed the nation and must be kicked out 2024. The e-levy, unless Ghana Army face Russia Army. My regards to Sedem Afenyo of Amasaman constituency. Okay. From VIS Ghana, today Ghana News TV, you're doing great. Watching you from Edukrum in the Eastern region. Today is Women Power. Thank you. From Sweet Mother Tete, good evening. Good evening, Sweet Mother. From Joyce Ohinewa Kwapon, watching you live from Accra. Today Ghana News TV is indeed the web TV for best programs. Thank you. From Mavis SNM Agbenyo, great comments from Jem Julia. Okay, thank you. Girls Excellence Movement. God bless Girls Excellence Movement. From Chris Ben Kuma Atta. God bless Girls Excellence Movement. From Enoch O Mensa, watching you live from Abokobi. Thank you. From Bucky Evans, long live GEM. Thank you. From Mavis again, God bless GEM. Long live the Girls Excellence Movement. From Enoch again, your news is on point. Okay. So don't forget to follow and subscribe to our social media platforms. That is YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch at Today Ghana News TV. My name is Edna Segbornya, and thanks for watching.